All right, class, welcome back. Today we are going to do the next part of our dealing with area. And today we're going to get into the algebra piece. Okay, we're going to be working backwards to solve for the missing side when we're dealing with area. Okay, so the biggest thing is to work backwards with all of these, and you have to remember the formulas that I gave you earlier so that you are able to work backwards. We're going to go through all of those right now. So we got several examples. Get these written down. Again, pause at any time. We're going to start with the simplest one. If our area is 28 inches squared, and we know that our height is 7 inches, but we do not know our base. Okay? How do we get there? Well, if we know that our formula is base times height equals our area, we're plugging numbers in. We don't know our base. We do know our height, that's 7, and we know our area is 28. Working backwards, the opposite of multiplication is division. Divide by 7, divide by 7. 28 divided by 7 is going to give us 4 inches for B. Okay, there's the absolute most simplest, yeah, that makes sense, huh? The basic form of the types of problems that we are going to cover. Okay, next one we're going to get into a triangle. There's our triangle. We are going to have an area of 60 inches squared. We do not know the height, but we do know that our base is 12 inches. So here is one where I don't want you to make a simple mistake. We do know that 12 times 5 is 60. That's not the right answer. Our height is not going to be 5. We have to go through all the steps. If we set this up correctly, we know we're going to do base times height, and then we are going to divide by 2, and that will get us to our 60. Since we divided by 2, to cancel that out, we're working backwards, we're going to multiply by 2. So now that part is gone. So over here, we're going to multiply by 2. That gets us 120. So now we have, give myself some room down here, base times our height gets us to 120. Divide by 12, since that's a multiplication. Divide by 12. We now know that our height equals 10 inches. Okay, and then we can check to make sure our answer is correct on this. Base times height, 10 times 12 is 120. 120 divided by 2 gets us right back to 60 inches squared for our area. Okay, again, pause at any time. I'm going fast. Hit the pause button if I am going too fast, and then you can still work through the problems and keep up with the lesson. Next one. What shape do we got? We have 2 parallel lines right there, one set of parallel lines. So we have a trapezoid. So we're going to say our area of our trapezoid is 37.5 feet squared. We are going to have a base of 9 feet. We're going to have a top of 6 feet, and then we do not know our height. Okay. If we set up our problem, we know that we have base 1. We're going to add our bases. Let's just do that. So we're going to have 9 plus 6 times our height, which we do not know. And then we're going to divide that by 2. And that's going to get us to our answer of 37.5 feet squared. So notice I did a half as a fraction, half as decimal. You guys know I don't care. They mean the same thing. We have to do everything in reverse. Added, multiplied, and then divided by 2. Since we divided by 2, opposite. Times by 2. Times by 2. That's going to give 5 times 2 is 10. 2 times 7 is 14. Plus your 1 is 15. Carry that 1. 2 times 3 plus 1 is 7. Decimal comes over 1 time. So we're at 75. So here's what we have now. 9 plus 6 equals our 75. If we do our order on this one, well, we know we have 15 times h equals 75. Right back to where we were with the other problems, right? Divide by 15. That is now gone. Divide by 15. And we got 15. We have 30, 45, 60, 75. So I'm not going to write it out, but I know that our height is then going to be 5 feet. So h equals 5 feet for your answer for that trapezoid. Okay. Hopefully this is making sense. If not, slow it down. Or there's also plenty of other videos that'll explain these for you too. You guys look them up. You guys all have internet. That's how you're watching this, right? All right. This one, I'm going to give you guys some work time. So I will want you to pause as you go through this. So for this one, obviously we have a triangle. We're going to have 52.5 inches squared. We're going to have that base at 15 inches squared. And then I'm going to have to figure out what the height is. Pause it. See if you can solve. All right, let's check your work. Remember, area of a triangle. Set these up. It's the easiest way to do it. Base times height divided by 2 is going to equal 50. We'll leave this. We'll put this one as a decimal. Last thing we did was divide by 2. We are going to multiply by 2. So that cancels out. Multiply by 2. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 2 plus 1 is 5. And then we have 10 again, 2 times 5. Decimal comes over once, So now we have 15 times h equals 105. Now we can figure out what the height is. Instead of multiplying, divide by 15, divide by 15. So I know from our previous problem, I'll just take that shortcut, and I know that 15 times 5 is 75. Okay, so then we have from 75, if we go to the next one, 75 plus 15 is going to be 90. There's 6, and then we're going to add one more group of 15 to get to from 90 to plus 15 is 105. So that answer is going to be 7. So h equals 7 inches. So there you just found the missing height. Okay. I just realized I've been basically doing height on all these. Again, does not matter. Once you get to this part, if your height was 7 and you were missing this base, you're still going through the exact same steps. Okay. One more that I'm going to ask you to pause on and let you solve. I'm going to change marker color because I'm tired of looking at that same color. Yeah, that's boredom kicking in right there. But I'm actually having fun with this as far as teaching you guys, even though you're not with me. All right, we have our trapezoid. There's our 2 parallel lines, one set parallel lines. Those 2 aren't parallel, so that's why we have a trapezoid. So for this one, your area is going to be 51 feet squared. Okay, far left side 6 feet. This top part is 6 feet, and then we are missing one of our bases. So pause it, try and solve. Okay, let's check your work. Trapezoid base, we're going to add our bases. So we're missing one base. We have the other, so we're going to have b plus 6, b plus 6. We're going to multiply that by our height. Our only other number is our height. Remember, height on a trapezoid is straight up and down. It's that vertical, in this case horizontal, from our parallel lines. So b plus 6 in parentheses times 6. And then if we remember, we have to divide that by 2. Okay, and then that's going to give us our 51. Again, last thing we did was divide by 2. Times by 2. That cancels that out. Times by 2. There is 202. So now we have b plus 6 times 6 equals 102. Okay? So this one gets a little bit trickier, huh? What do you think we're going to do? Based on order of operations, we have some work to do here. But we're going to divide by our 6, divide by our 6. So 102 divided by 6, that goes in one time. 6, you got 4 left. There's 7. So this is what is over here now. So here's what this looks like. B plus 6 equals 17. I'm going to make some room. Okay. So if we have that, we are going to minus 6. We are going to minus 6. 17 minus 6 is 11. So our base is 11 feet is what was missing. Okay. Hope that makes sense. And if it doesn't, go back, look at it, and figure it out. Again, we can always check our work as going back in. So if we know we have 11 and 6, there's 17. 17 times 6 is going to get you to 102, and you divide that by 2, and you get to your 51, and it does work. All right, guys, any questions on those, please contact me. These ones are going to be a little bit trickier. The big thing is put the numbers into the formula and then do everything backwards. Okay, I gave you all your examples. So here they are for you. Look back at them. Again, we can talk more if you have questions, but this assignment will be posted in Classroom for you to complete. Have a good one, guys.